Well, welcome back to another one of my awesome videos. Okay, they're pretty mediocre, I'm not gonna lie. But today's video is gonna be a remake of my original tutorial on cutscenes. Because it's been 6 months, that tutorial's outdated. It gets good views, but I'd like to talk about a few other things. People have a lot of questions, so let's answer them. So sit back, I don't know, get a snack, make sure you brushed your teeth already. I don't want to smell that, and let's get into today's video. So cutscenes are pretty simple. Basically, it's manipulating the camera and making it go from one point to another, usually used in, I don't know, games. Mostly used in games. I don't know what I'm talking about. But basically, pretend this were the... Oh, voice crack. Pretend this were the camera. So this little thing right here is the camera. We'll say this is the front of the camera. And let's say there's a dude right here. We'll name him Joe, because why not? Say you want to do like a cool little cutscene where Joe's standing there and it's revealed that Joe's actually your biological father. And that's a big reveal. So imagine if the camera just kind of like, whoosh, but like significantly less janky. That's basically what today's video is going to be about. So if you've never made a cutscene before, I'll make it real simple. If you have made cutscenes, I'll try to teach you something new. So first thing we're going to do is make a simple camera movement cutscene. So we have our guy here. We're going to make a camera. We're going to make the camera go from this point to this point. So in order to get started, let's insert a part into Workspace. We'll put this part in a folder, and we'll name this folder Cutscene Cameras. Then you can name this part basically anything you want. I'm going to do Cam 1. Now, if you right click the part, you can see Show Orientation Indicator, which will basically show where the real front of the part is. So we know that this side is the front. So let's just rotate it. And now this is kind of facing towards him. Let's just put it on him. And we will put this camera basically where we want it to end. So I wanted to zoom in on his face. And now that we have that, let's put this camera the complete opposite of where we want it to go and move it super far back. That sounds stupid, but it will all work. So do Control D, duplicate that camera, drag it forwards a little bit, and name this new one Cam 2. So this camera is where it will start. This camera is where the camera will go. So if we put this in front of this rig's face, and we make sure to anchor both of these, we can now turn the transparency off by turning it to 1, turn off Can Collide and Can Query, and why not? We can turn off Can Touch as well. So now we have our two cameras. Let's turn off the Show Orientation Indicator for this one, and let's insert a script into Starter GUI. Let's name this script Cutscene Handler. I have a bad habit of putting handler after basically all of my script names because I'm a genius, and handler sounds professional. Don't judge me. Anyway, inside the script, let's add a variable for our cutscene cameras folder. So we'll do local cam folder equals game.workspace wait for child cutscenes cameras. So wait for child is interesting. I see a lot of people misuse it. Even I misused it in my first tutorial. Basically, this variable will wait for this folder to load. And you don't have to do this if it's on the server. If it's a server script, you don't have to use wait for child. But if you're waiting for something to be replicated to the client, if you use wait for child, it will prevent stupid errors like, I don't know, cutscene cameras not found. So we'll just use a wait for child, just so we don't replicate my first tutorial's like biggest mistake. Now let's add our cutscene cameras. So we'll add cam 1, cam 2. So we'll do local cam 1 equals cam folder wait for child cam 1. Just to play it safe, I'm gonna wait for all of these because a lot of people had errors with these not being found the first time. Nothing sucks more than watching a tutorial only for it not to work even after you programmed everything. Like, that's just dumb. So now we have our cam folder, our camera variables. Let's add the actual camera, because you know these are just parts. Let's get the actual camera. So we'll do local camera, or we'll do cam equals game.workspace.current camera. And let's add a variable for tween service, which is basically used to smoothly move something from one position to another, or from one value to another smoothly. I said smoothly twice there. So we'll do local TS for tween service equals game, get service, tween service. And we have what we need to actually do our cutscene now. So let's get right into it. Down here, we'll just add a variable, no, we'll add a function. So local cutscene triggered. Oh, we have to add function, I forgot. I'm a little janky today. So we'll just do cam.camera type equals enum.camera type scriptable. You have to do this before you edit anything about the camera, otherwise it will immediately snap back the second a tween and I don't know, it's dumb. So you have to make it scriptable, otherwise you can't script it. It sounded way smarter when I said it that way rather than the first way. So now we have our camera scriptable. Let's set the camera to actually be cam1, our starting position. So we'll do cam.cframe equals cam1.cframe. And now we'll make our tween. So I'm gonna make it wait like 1 second, and then it's gonna smoothly move it from where it's at to the dude's face, as if, I don't know, something crazy happened and he's shocked and it's putting emphasis on his face. So we'll do ts create the first variable, which I've taught tweens before, but I'll teach them again because it never hurts to know tweens. So the first parameter, is the thing we're going to be editing. So in our case, camera. Second one is how long, like, it's a tween info, which is like the type of tween it is, type of animation, like if it's bounce, if it's curve, if it's smooth. We're not going to make anything crazy like that. We're just going to do whatever the default is. So we'll do tweeninfo.new, and this number right here is how long it's going to take. So I want to take 6 seconds. This next one is our property table. So we'll add our curly brackets, and this is just where we edit the property that we're going to be tweening. So in our case, we're going to change the C frame. So we'll just do C frame equals cam2.cframe. And we could do play. So if we go into the game and I add, if we do task.wait like 3, and we paste this function there, our game will just, after a few seconds, it will play this little cutscene. How many seconds was that again? I have dementia. Okay, 3. So you can see it plays this janky cutscene. But there's no way to get out of it. We're forever stuck looking at this guy's face. He has a nice face, not gonna lie. So what we can do is we can make this a variable. So we can do local cam_anim equals, and we can remove the play. Then we can just do cam_anim play. Let's actually put this at the top, just for cleansing. I don't know. We'll keep it here. It's kind of ugly, but we'll keep it there. So we have cam_anim play. Then we'll do cam_anim.completed wait. So this will basically wait till tween is completely over, but just so that it's not an immediate snap, I'll add a task.wait 2 seconds after that. Then let's just change our camera back. It's really hard, like it's so hard to switch the camera back. All you have to do is copy this, paste it here, change it from scriptable to custom. So now if you play, we have a simple cutscene. So it will zoom into that guy's face and it will put us back in our character. So that's pretty cool. But one of the big flaws is that we can actually move during this cutscene, so let's just remove our player's ability to walk. He doesn't need legs anyway. So we'll add a variable at the top for our player. We'll do local player equals game.players.localPlayer. Then we'll get the character. So we'll do local character equals player.character. Actually, right here, let's do equals player or player.character added wait, just to ensure that we get our player without any bugs. Now let's get the humanoid so we can edit the walk speed and jump height. So we'll do local humanoid equals character dot, we'll just do character find first child humanoid. Now we can just copy this code, well this name, we'll copy the name humanoid and we'll just do humanoid. Whoa, it did not copy. At the top here we'll do humanoid dot jump height equals 0 and humanoid dot walk speed equals 0. So let's just look at the default values real quick. So walk speed is by default 16. So just so we remember that, we'll do default 16, and jump height by default is 7.2. Just so we can remember these values. And we'll just, okay, it's kind of stupid to add this note there, seeing as I'm about to like copy and paste it anyway, and it's gonna have these values, but I just did it anyway. Why not? So at the bottom here, after the camera gets switched to custom, we'll paste this back, and we will just do our 7.2, and we'll do our 16. So if we go and play, we shouldn't be able to move around anymore. Because who wants to be able to move around during a cutscene? And I'm spamming, I don't know if you can hear it, and we can't move. But after this cutscene, we'll be able to move again. So there you go. That's one way to do it. Now, what if you want to do something like, I don't know, multi-point cutscene? So say there's a wall here, and we want the camera to like go up to that wall, and then go around it, or like go up to the wall, and then go up it. Well, we would just add a third camera. So we'll move our cameras back like this, and I'll make them visible for tutorial sake. So we have cam 2. We'll make this cam 2 camera be like this. We'll tilt it slightly upwards. And then we'll duplicate that camera with Control D. I'm sorry, I was not like keeping up with how fast my keyboard hands were going. Well, yeah, we'll duplicate that camera and we'll put it up here. And we'll name this cam 3. Then we will just position our little dude like this. So the camera, now the cutscene's a little more complex. It won't just go from point A to point B. It will go from point A to point B to point C. And all we have to do to make this work is local cam 3 equals cam folder, wait for child, cam 3. Then what we can do is we'll just add another tween. So this right here is fine, but we're going to change it to cam anim 1. We'll add a 1 to these variable name things. I don't know. I'm not all there today. And then we'll duplicate this, all this code from here, from cam.anim 1.completed wait to the actual tween. And underneath it, we will paste it again. We'll name it cam anim 2. We'll change the variable's name to be cam anim 2 as well. And then in here, we'll change it from cam 2 to cam 3. And let's just lower the amount of time it takes to be 3 seconds. So let's just test to see what happens now. Let's see if this even looks good, because honestly, it doesn't. Oh, hold on. Let's just make our cameras go away. And I'm gonna move cam 3 to be a little like this. Alright, let's just see if this looks good. So let's wait. So it does move from point, like it does do the point movement, like it goes up and then there, but it's not very smooth. So let's see if there's a way to fix that. So I believe the way to fix that is just by editing tween info. So let's make our actual own tween info. Right here, we'll replace tweeninfo.new with a variable that doesn't exist yet, but we'll do ti. So you'll get an error, but we'll add a variable so you won't have that error anymore. So just replace both of those with ti, and up here at the top, underneath tween service, do local ti equals tweeninfo.new, and let's just create our own custom tween info. So time 3 seconds. Easing style, we'll do enum.easingstyle.linear, which shouldn't have that ease that you saw at the beginning there. Then we'll do enum.easingdirection. I don't think this really matters if it's linear, but I'm gonna do, I don't know, out. Then we don't want to repeat, so we'll do 0. No reverses, so we'll do false. And no delay, so we'll do 0. Let's see what this looks like. I know that was quick, so I'll give you a second to just copy it down. And I'll also put a link to the tweening video in the description of this video so you can learn how to tween if you don't know how. Alright. So let's see if that fixed our tween. I'm not sure if it did, but it did. So it's like a janky, like it's very jagged, but that's the best we can get right now, because at the end of the day, it's still like a tween. You know, we'd have to do some, in order to ease it, we'd have to do in and out. I don't know how to word it, but I'm gonna keep this simple. So I just lowered the time. Let's replay it and just see how that looks. So the camera will go up like this, or we could also do something like this. So we could have this guy be on the other side of the pillar as if he were hiding, and the camera is about to reveal the fact that this guy's hiding. So we'll make our cameras visible again. And now that you are like more accustomed to the tweening, well, not tweening, but now that you kind of know how to make the cutscene, as long as you know the order of these cameras, you can position these however you want. So we could have it so it will kind of just go around this pillar like this and go to the guy. So if we go back in and press play, you can see that instead of going up, it goes around. Oh, I forgot, turn off transparency. You could program the transparency to be off, but I'm not gonna. Just because I'm lazy and I have more stuff to teach. So you'll see it goes around the pillar. The reveal, he's actually hiding behind the thing, even though I'm standing right next to him and can see him. But basically, I think that that's a great way to cover simple tweening and also simple cutscene tweening as well. So now you know how to make a very simple cutscene. Question is, how do you trigger a cutscene? Because you don't just want it to play. You want to do something to invoke it. So say you want to do a title screen. Well, you could just paste this function in like this. This will be fine for a title screen because you could do like, I don't know, something like game.loaded. Wait, like, I don't know. That's a really bad, I don't know what I was thinking. You could do repeat. Wait. Oh, let me turn that off. Repeat, wait until game is loaded. So you could do this. It was a janky way to do it, but you could do a repeat wait until game is loaded and trigger your cutscene. But what if you wanted to like make it happen when you entered a certain area? So we have this part right here where the guy's hiding behind it. Let's duplicate this big part. Oh, let's anchor these, by the way. And let's name this hitbox. Let's make it slightly like, I don't know, let's make it a hitboxy color. Normally they're red. Let's turn the transparency up so it's slightly invisible. We'll scale it up like this. And let's make sure can collide is off, but can query and can touch are on. And we'll put it like here. Let me drag the spawn point as well. So when we touch this, it's going to trigger the cutscene. So this is really easy to do. We'll just add our part. So let's put the variable down here. Local part equals game.workspace, wait for child, hitbox. And we'll do part.touch to connect function. Hit, and we'll do if hit, find first child. Actually, there's a smarter way to do this. Rather than detecting if it's a humanoid or anything, we'll just do local PLR for player instead of player, because you already have a player variable equals game get service players get player from character hit.parent, and we'll just do if player then, and we'll trigger this cutscene. And we'll also destroy the hitbox. We'll trigger the cutscene and we'll do we'll destroy the part, then we'll trigger the cutscene. So part destroy. So if we touch that hitbox, which we can make this invisible now. If we touch this, it will trigger our little cutscene where the guy's hiding behind the thing. Which is kind of cool. We could make it actually just tween from the player's head if you wanted to, like wherever the camera is, by just removing the C-frame equals C-frame code. So if we go and play, and we touch this hitbox rather than it snapping to that position, we'll do this, and it will go there. Now, as you can see, there's a problem because it immediately goes straight to the player. It goes straight to camera 1. So this is where it gets a little confusing. Just because we already have a camera 1 and I don't want to be super... Okay, I'm gonna have to be not lazy. Okay, we'll rename this one to cam 3. And we'll switch it to cam 3. Then we'll do the same for this one, but we'll make it cam 2. I was gonna be lazy, but that's just gonna confuse people. Let's not do that. We'll paste that here, and we'll do cam 1. And we'll switch this to cam 1, that's C-frame, which is what that will avoid the camera from going through the wall like you just saw, because we have cam 1 for a reason. So as you can see, it just went straight through. Wow. So I looked into that. I wasn't sure why it did that. I'm still not exactly sure why I did that, but if it happens again, voice crack. I'll figure it out. But let's just walk up to that part, touch it again, and it should do our little cutscene where, yep, it goes around. So that's one way to trigger the cutscene. Now, if you want to trigger the cutscene for all players, you could use some kind of trigger on the server. So we'll just add a script here. For example, we'll put a replicate. I cannot speak. We will put a remote event in replicated storage, and we'll do trigger cutscene. And we will just add a script to somewhere like, I don't know, server script service. And we'll do local event equals game.replicated storage.trigger cutscene. Do event fire all clients. So this is basically going to send a little message to this script over here and say, hey, make the cutscene play. So the way we'll do that is we will just add a variable for the cutscene. For the trigger cutscene remote event. So we'll do local event, which is a stupid way to structure it. You know, I usually like to keep my variables at the top, but I'm not gonna for today's sake. I'm just teaching you guys a few ways to do this. So I'll do local event equals game.replicated storage.trigger cutscene, and we'll do event on client event connect function, and we could paste that code there. So I'm actually gonna move this up because I don't like that. I like the variables being at the top. I'll put this variable below all of these cameras. So when this script fires all clients, it will trigger our cutscene. So if we just do test.wait 5 and do warn event fired, paste that underneath here, you'll see that the event fires and our cutscene gets triggered. But this will trigger it for all players rather than a singular player. It triggers it for everybody. Which is how you do, like, I don't know, cameras, cutscenes for a boss battle. You know, everybody wants to see the same thing. So we have triggering an event when something's touched like that, triggering an event for all players in the server. Let's do one more, just for today's video. Don't want to make it super long, but let's do touching like a button. So we'll add a thing to workspace. We will also go into server script service. I'm gonna name this server cutscene handler, and I'm gonna disable it because we don't need this. This is gonna be our button, so we're gonna name this cutscene button, and we will add a click detector to it. We will then anchor this button. We'll make it a button color, which is every color is just red, and we'll make it so when this is clicked, it will trigger the cutscene. The way we'll do that is we'll go back to our cutscene handler and we'll add the button as a variable. So we'll do local button equals game.workspace button cutscene button, and we could do another wait for child, because I swear my last tutorial everybody had errors with things not being found because there was a lack of wait for childs, and I'm not a big fan of using wait for childs for everything. But if this fixes your code, use it for now. When I figure things out, I'll do a pretty good tutorial on how to properly format things. But for now, let's just make sure it works. So we have our button. Let's go here and do button dot mouse. Oh, we have to actually get the button. We have to get cutscene button dot mouse click detector. I mean, and we'll go button dot mouse click connect function, and we can just paste our code here. But just so this code doesn't spam repeat if you click the button, we will just do button dot max activation distance equals 0, which, if you didn't know, for click detectors, setting max activation distance to 0 will not let you trigger the cutscene anymore. So now we have a button that, when pressed, will also trigger that cutscene. Now, that's ways to activate it. Say you want to show UI. I'm not going to make this beautiful at all. You could just add a screen GUI into here. We're going to just make this cutscene UI, and we could add, I don't know, we'll add a frame. Actually, let's make this something cool. So I made a text label with a really awesome thing written on it. And we're just going to go to cutscene UI. We're going to disable it. And inside of our cutscene here, if say you wanted to show some UI, it's really easy. You could just go here. I don't know. We'll increase this amount of time it waits before setting the camera back to normal. And underneath cam anim3, we'll do script.parent.cutscene UI.enabled equals true. Then we'll copy this code. We will go underneath here and we'll set it to false. So this is just if you wanted to show some UI. It will now show UI. Well, I'll activate it by walking forward. So you can see when it reaches our beautiful man at the end, the UI pops up and it goes away. So if you watch my other tutorials, which I have a few tutorials, you can find one that's about dialogue text. That's like typewriter text where it comes up one letter at a time. You could put all of the code for showing like dialogue and stuff. Where really you could put it wherever you want, but like, I don't know, it'd be smart to put like right here. Show dialogue here. So like, would probably be smart to have like a show dialogue. Actually no, you don't need to make functions for everything. But yeah, show dialogue here. Stop showing dialogue here. Just in case you're a little confused. But you could also put dialogue wherever you want. But like, say you want to be realistic instead of doing a dumb thing. You could be like, this character says, okay, all I did was add the name to it just so you could better see. Okay, I shouldn't have changed that in testing, but we can add a name here. So say this were dialogue, it will do a little cutscene, and you could, I don't know, you could make it be an objective instead of a cutscene, which I have tutorials for too. But yeah, when it reaches that dude, it will just pop up UI as if this guy is talking. It's really ugly. It's just meant just so you can learn. I have tutorials for making way better stuff like this. So if you enjoyed today's video, then I'm glad. You don't have to subscribe, you don't have to like, but it really is appreciated. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, day, evening. I don't know if you're on Mars or if you live in Australia. I hope you have a wonderful existence because I cannot handle the spiders in Australia. I don't think Australians are real actually, but anyway, that's off topic. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, and thank you to savant. I don't know how to say their name, but they bought my stuff, which they're insane for doing, but they bought my stuff. So thank you to that, and thank you to the other 20-something people who just joined for free. I don't know how they even found it. I think it's somewhere on my profile. I'm dumb. But yeah, have a wonderful night, day, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. You guys have a wonderful one. Bye-bye. And don't forget to brush your teeth. Okay, this is a bad... Okay, I know I just said goodbye, but I just wanted to mention this entire project will be in the description, so mess with it to your heart's content. Use it for whatever you want. This is some homework for all of the people who watch the video. Add more cameras. Do something complex. Post a video to YouTube and tag me, and I will watch it and That'd be awesome. Like, I want to see what people can do with the cutscene stuff. If you're a beginner, I don't know, there's some people out there that are probably way better at cutscenes than I am. So you could also flex on me if you want. Just tag me in the video. I will watch it. Alright, see you guys.